An hour or so later, the man showed up beside me with a friendly smile and a hand on my shoulder. He started chatting with me about random stuff, and I played along until he said, "People do stupid things when they think no one's watching." My mouth dried up, and my eyes instantly drifted towards Skylar, who was standing in a corner, looking as pale as a ghost. I opened my mouth to maybe explain, but he beat me to it. "Want to follow me for a sec, Asher? I want to show you something." He squeezed my shoulder. I instantly regretted saying yes to my friend Carter. That week, I was already vacationing in Pensacola, Florida, when Carter suggested a reunion with some old classmates. Around 20 people showed up at a rented beach house, and by nightfall, everyone was drinking around the bonfire like no time had passed. Among them were Grayson and Skylar, a younger blonde couple who acted inseparable all night. They laughed constantly, whispered to each other, and practically glued themselves together. Even strangers at the party were obsessed with them. Later, after the bonfire died down, Skylar found me alone near the water. While talking about her tech startup, she slowly started flirting, hanging on to every word I said.
You are seriously the funniest guy I've ever met, Asher.
She giggled as she leaned in.
What do you say? Want to go explore the quieter side of the beach?
I should have said no. She was with another guy who was only a few feet away, but Skylar was hot and I was way too drunk for all that moral garbage. We slipped behind a cluster of rocks, away from the music and the noise, and I made a mistake I'm not proud of. Afterward, Skylar was super casual about it. She said Grayson wouldn't even care, and that they had an understanding. I shrugged and told myself it was just a one-time fling. Getting ourselves together, we walked back separately, and I spent the rest of the night avoiding Grayson's eyes, even though he seemed totally oblivious, laughing with a group by the coolers. So, when Grayson pulled me aside and said those creepy things, I was caught like a fish out of water. I nodded and quietly followed him toward the quieter side of the water. Once away from the crowd, Grayson reached into his pocket, pulled out his phone, and pressed play. In seconds, my grunts and swears echoed in the air. The clip was only 10 seconds, but it was enough to completely wreck my life. "Where did you get that?" I was terrified. "Seriously? You thought you could mess around with my girl and she wouldn't spill? I saw the whole thing, man. I was right there." The air left my lungs and heartbeat picked up. "Don't stress. I'm not sending it to anyone. As long as you cooperate." He laid it out clearly. I had to Venmo him a few $100 whenever he asked, or he'd send the video clip to literally everyone I know. The amount wouldn't totally wipe me out, but it was enough to keep me constantly stressed and broke.
Play nice, and we'll make sure no one in your—
"No, I'm not sending you a dime," I decided. "You can do whatever you want with that, but I'm not letting you mess with me like that. Besides, your face is just as visible as mine, so go ahead, plaster it all over the internet." Their smug looks vanished in a second, replaced by pure rage. Before I could even react, Skylar nailed me with a knee to the groin, and Grayson punched me in the face. I went down, splashing into the water, but they weren't finished. The girl started yanking my hair so hard I thought it was going to rip out, while the guy kept hitting my face and kicking my gut. My mouth was bleeding, and my vision was swimming with white spots. It hurt like a mother. I tried yelling for help and getting away, but the music was blasting, and it was 2-on-1. I cried, begging for them to stop, but they kept knocking me up. All of a sudden, Grayson grabbed my collar, hauled me up, and shoved his face right next to mine. "Last chance. Pay up or we'll drown you right here and claim you were trying to assault my girl. You've no idea how badly stupid fellows like you have paid up before." This wasn't their first rodeo, and I sure as hell wasn't their first victim. They'd pulled this crap before, and if I didn't do something right then, I was either going to end up dead or screwed for the rest of my life. I dug deep, found whatever strength I had left, and straight up headbutted the guy in the face the hardest I could. He groaned and staggered back. I broke loose and bolted for the house, screaming for help. Clara saw me before they could grab me again. More guys started showing up. Somebody called 911. The beach patrol showed up in minutes and detained the three of us. Turned out I was one in a line. The department had complaints from multiple people in different locations with the same pattern. The girl would make contact while the guy films. They'd later use it to blackmail guys with homes and reputations and extort money. Most were too scared or ashamed to come forward. My statement was the piece they needed. They arrested both of them right away. The footage of me was seized as evidence. It never went anywhere. But I still think about the bonfire and about how normal it all felt. How I stood there in the glow of it, surrounded by old friends and feeling like the night was exactly what it was supposed to be. I never once suspected that two people on the other side of the flames were targeting me with a plan. And that's the part that keeps me up. How long was I already inside it before I even knew the game had started? And who else is playing it right now?